Hello friends, here's Smart Week, and in today's issue, you'll find Swedish scientists who have created the basis for a full human-machine fusion. The first artificial sun on Earth, which could be a Chinese company. Companies that will flood the market with GPT-3 and Alex. South Korea, which will launch a 6G network as early as 2028. The world's first airless basketball from Wilson, a Japanese startup that has announced balloon tours into space, and SpaceX, which is ready to send people to the ISS. All this and more right now. Let's go. An analysis by Chinese scientists and companies shows that Beijing is striving with all its might to become the first to light the sun on Earth and to achieve a sustained fusion reaction of hydrogen nuclei. In terms of the number of patents filed in this field, China is ahead of the entire planet, but most importantly, the quality of patents is increasing, which brings the moment of the energy revolution closer. The Japanese analytical company ST News made a thermonuclear ranking of 30 countries and regions after studying 1133 topical patents filed from 2011 to September last year. In that ranking, China ranked first, ahead of the United States, followed by the United Kingdom and Japan. Both the number of patents filed and their enforceability were used in the evaluation process. China's momentum to outperform began in 2015, and it was greater than that of the US side. Analysts note that the patents filed by the Chinese are mostly focused on practical solutions. For example, one of the most valuable technologies is considered to be the creation of a ceramic composite material by the Chinese Academy of Sciences, which can be used in the wall of a fusion reactor. During the period under review, this development is considered the most important breakthrough inside the reactor, developing temperatures in excess of 100 million degrees Celsius, and the reliability of the reactor core plays a major role in this. 1 gram of fusion fuel releases energy equivalent to burning 8 tons of oil. And it is probably safe to say that the first one to light an artificial sun on Earth and be able to reproduce controlled thermonuclear reactions will become the master of this world. South Korea intends to launch a 6th-generation network in 2028, 2 years ahead of the original schedule, to dominate future wireless frequencies. Under the Key Network 2030 plan, the South Korean government will accelerate the launch of 6G networks by 2 years by providing world-class technology, innovating in next-generation software-based mobile networks, and strengthening the network supply chain. The government will also encourage local companies to manufacture materials, parts, and equipment for 6G in the country and develop open technology that is compatible with any mobile device and allows mobile operators and enterprises to offer flexible services. The ministry said a $482 million research and development feasibility study of core 6G technology is underway. The expanded plan aims to keep the country at the forefront of global competition and for future network infrastructure after the 5G network race. It will help meet the growing demand for faster speeds and lower latency in wireless communication. Wilson has printed the world's first airless basketball. The revolutionary design of the ball has already been appreciated by Ken G. Martin, the forward of the American basketball club Houston Rockets. The novelty has a unique structure. The porous surface of the ball is provided with small hexagonal holes that allow air to freely pass through them. At the same time, the traditional 8-panel seam structure has been preserved. The Wilson Labs team participated in the development along with various companies. For example, General Electric is known to have provided computer design services, and Dimension did the coloring. It is reported that the airless basketball has already performed well in tests, but it will take time before it can be seen on basketball courts around the world. The discovery by Swedish scientists could lead to a truly complete integration of machine and human. An extensive network of electrodes could be created directly in cells and living tissues using a biological building material. Years of research by scientists from the universities of Lund, Linköping, and Gothenburg have helped develop gels containing special enzymes and assembly molecules whose injection into living tissue triggers reactions to form conductive electrodes in living organisms. No external influences or changes in genes are required, and this is the first such successful experience in the history of research. The electronic circuit is created in the body in an almost natural way and has no deleterious effect on it. The presented development is only a basis for future cardinal changes in approaches for integrating electronic components into animal and human bodies. From a medical point of view, the discovery offers hope for the treatment of severe neurological diseases. We're talking about both the simulation of affected tissues and their replacement with computer platforms. Amid the success of the artificial intelligence ChatGPT, a number of large tech companies from China have rushed to announce that they are working on their own analogs of the platform. Unfortunately, they do not always share details about what features their projects can offer. In January, database software startup PingCap, which has offices in Beijing and San Mateo, California, released its own product based on the GPT bot using a public API, which affords OpenAI. The system is called ChatSauce Query, and it allows the company's customers to analyze information in databases in seconds, without having to know programming or query languages. If the volume of processed information does not exceed 5 GB, the work is free. Baidu, which offers other technology solutions in China, announced its intention to introduce its own chatbot, first in its search service and then fully open to the public. The product is called ErnieBot. Not much is known about the capabilities yet. Ernie will appear on Jidu, which is supported by Baidu. The streaming video platform iQIYI has announced plans to use the system for search and even content creation. Google has released an important update to its Google Photos service that adds a Photoshop-style Magic Eraser feature. Previously, Magic Eraser was only available on branded smartphones starting with the Pixel 6. As of Feb 23, the feature became available to all users who subscribe to the Google One Paid plan through the Google Photos app on Android and iOS. Users of older Pixel models also get access to Magic Eraser for free. Google is also launching a number of editing features, including HDR video effect and some collage styles. It may take a few weeks to roll out these innovations to all users. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket carrying the Crew Dragon spacecraft left the hangar on Launch Pad 3090 at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral and was lifted to the launch pad. The SpaceX Crew 6 mission will deliver NASA astronauts Stephen Bowen and Raven Hogue to the International Space Station, along with Russian cosmonaut Andrei Fedyaev and United Arab Emirates astronaut Sultan Al-Niami. The 4 men will go into space aboard the SpaceX spacecraft, which is making its 4th flight after the SpaceX demo, 2-crew test flight in 2020, the flight in 2021, and the private flights that followed. The mission is SpaceX's 7th manned mission, including the demo, 2 demonstration flight as part of the agency's commercial program, and the company's 9th manned space mission overall. A Japanese startup has announced plans to launch a new space attraction, individual commercial balloon flights into the stratosphere to the edge of space. Ivayagiken, based in Sapporo in northern Japan, has been working on the project since 2012. The startup has developed a sealed 2-seat cabin and balloon capable of rising to an altitude of up to 25 kilometers, where the curve of the Earth is clearly visible. Although passengers will not be in outer space, the balloon rises to about the middle of the stratosphere, and people will find themselves above the jet's flight with an unobstructed view of outer space. Unlike a rocket or a conventional balloon, the Ivayagiken craft will be lifted by helium, which can be largely reused, company officials said. The flights will be conducted safely in Japanese territory or airspace. The balloon, designed for pilots and passengers, will take off from a balloon port in Hokkaido, ascend for 2 hours to an altitude of 25 kilometers, and remain there for 1 hour before descending for 1 hour. The plastic, drum-shaped cockpit is 1.5 meters in diameter and has several large windows that allow you to see the space above your head or the ground below. Ivayagiken has teamed up with a major Japanese travel agency, GTB Corp, which has announced plans to collaborate on the project. When the company is ready to go commercially, the flight will initially cost about $180,000, but the company intends to lower that amount. In the end, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more tech news, and don't forget about the like and subscribe.